Hey y'all, it's Nurse Key and we are back with a Nurse Key podcast. This is episode 29 and I am so honored to have the number one lady in my life here with me on this episode. A lot of y'all are just so used to seeing my dad. He's on the front line, he's on display, he's DJ Ellery, but my mother kind of plays the cut. So yes, I'm gonna give you guys a chance to get all into her if she lets y'all. She's a Cancer. Anyway, if you're new here, I'm Nurse Key. I am a nurse, a mother, a writer, a motivator, all things except a hater and a whore. And if you're not new here, thank you for keep coming back. Thank you for loving it here. Thank you for loving me and allowing me to love y'all. And without further ado, everybody, this is my mother. If you have read my books, this is Ronnie. But this is Sonya, my mother. Say hi, Mom.
Hi.
Y'all, she gonna act shy, but she's not shy at all. Hey, Mom.
Hi, baby.
How you doing? Y'all, she went to the store. Remember, I know y'all probably like, on your dad episode, you said she was so mean. And I also told y'all that she's not like that no more. I said she was mean when I was a teenager. And when I became an adult, she's this person. Mushy, hi, baby. Kiss, kiss. So we are going to get into everything strong black woman, black mother, the whole nine, because no shade to the men. I love y'all, contrary to what y'all think, but the role of a strong black woman in anybody's life is so vital. Be it a mother, a sister, a companion, confidant, a wife, whatever, however you want to put it, that is I feel like one of the most important people that you can be as a strong woman. So shout out to this strong woman making me the woman that I am today. Hey, Ma. How you doing?
I'm good.
What you doing? How was the Browns game? My mother's a big Browns fan, y'all.
They lost. So we're not going to talk about the Browns right now.
So today, don't be scared now.
Oh, no.
Don't be scared. No, my mother, to be real honest, let me tell y'all something. She better get on here and do her thing because she has to watch that episode with me and my father over and over and over. And I'll be like, why do you keep watching this episode?
I think I watched the episode with Lil Sierra and Lil Ellery too. I was just watching it just to see how your podcasts was because I really never watched them. So I wanted to look at them.
I was just talking about that on the last one. They don't really be watching them.
How
and what you think?
I'm impressed. I'm very proud of you. I'm very proud. I'm very proud that I was able to bring you to be the woman that you are today.
Mommy, I'm telling you, gotta speak up, girl. Say it with your chest, because that mic, he gonna be like, I had to turn it up.
Yeah, so I'm proud of you.
Thank you. Thank you. You said like you didn't know I was gonna be this person.
No, I didn't say it like that. I know how hard it is or how hard it was. Mm-hmm. And with me having the support system that I had of this family with nothing but black strong women, I think I did good.
I'm gonna tell you right now. I just want a small disclaimer. If you start crying, you on your own because I got my good makeup on.
No, I'm not gonna cry.
Okay, well, anybody that's new here, y'all know that my podcast is relationship based, a healing space, a safe place, and yeah, let's just go there.
Let's go.
So for you, okay, no, rewind. On my episode with my dad, I told him that I held a lot of sadness in my heart for you because I felt like you didn't get to live out your dreams growing up. So, how was that for you? Like making sacrifices and not being able to live out your dreams. Like, how did that affect you and impact you?
Well,
What was your dream? Let's start right
My
there.
dream was to be a model.
She wanted to be a model.
I think back then, in that time of when I was modeling, it was a certain look they were looking for.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess I didn't have that certain look at the time.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, you were a blessing. So I just think that everything is the card is played how it's played.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I did it. At least I can say I did do it. I did try it and do it, and it just wasn't in the cards for me.
Mm-hmm.
The model. So.
Model now. It's never too late. Hey, it's never too late.
Well, you know, I love what I do now.
Mm-hmm.
I love what I do now.
So, yeah, so I was telling my dad, like, you know, I feel really bad for my mother. I wish that she would have been able to live out her dreams because I feel like a lot of your sacrifice, and it's just my perspective just growing up, I think that you always having to sacrifice. It kind of made you unhappy. Not that you not being able to be a model and having to raise your kids made you unhappy. No, that's not what I'm saying. But I just think that always having to be strong and carry the weight and not do all of the things that you wanted to do, it kind of is like an unhappiness that you carried for years until you didn't carry it no more. So how? No, go ahead.
I don't wanna say I carried the unhappiness. I don't wanna say that. Because what brought me through was because of having a support system of strong black women behind me.
Mm-hmm.
They carried me through. So without them women that was in my life, and without God, I probably wouldn't be here. But with them and God in my life, I wasn't. I don't think I was sad. I don't think I was unhappy. I mean, it was hard at times. I mean, I think that's with anyone, with a single black mother, you know, trying to raise her daughter to be. I want you to become and be better than me, you and your brother. So, but with you, it was more. I just didn't want you to be short on nothing in life, you know. So I think that's what, as you would say, that was mean.
So mean.
With I think with me being on you, you know, because I got that tough love too. You know, that love, that sternness from your grandmother before she passed away, and your my mom, but your grandmother Della played a big part. So and me becoming the woman I am today too. So with her sternness and my mom's sternness, made me be stern with you, you know, to be on you so you can become the woman. Don't take no shorts. You know what I'm saying? Don't settle. You know, you're gonna be somebody. And I made sure I pushed you to be somebody, and to see you today, I'm very proud. Lets me know that I did my job.
You did. Shout out to my mother. Shout out to all the mothers out there. Yeah, shout out to the mothers. Like I said, yeah, I thought my mother was very mean. I did. But like I also said, I also understand now that I have my own child, because people be like, you're so mean to Dallas. No, I'm not. Dallas is a black boy in a world that does not love black men. They don't love black people. And not, I mean, like, his father helps me, but I'm the custodial parent and it's just me. It's hard raising a little boy. I don't know nothing about raising no man. So it's hard. And when I'm trying to show him morals and values and things like this, there's certain things that I have to be very stern with him on, even when I want to just hug him and love him and kiss him and not let him experience anything. So I get it. So like I told my father, I just want to let you know that I get it.
I'm glad you could.
I get it. So
remember me always used to say, you wait till you have your own kid. Wait till you have your own child. You see what I'm talking about?
Thank God I didn't have a daughter right off the bat. I would have probably been somewhere in shambles. But definitely a blessing to have a mother that was stern with me, because as much as I didn't like the sternness, I understand now that I needed it. Like, had I not had it, I probably wouldn't be who I am today. So stay stern, stay firm with your kids. Don't bend on what you believe in, because you know what's best for your kids. I mean, know your kid and know what they need, but also don't bend on that. Okay, so these men. So how did you manage to? How was it like? What do you think your what do you see in yourself as a pattern with the men that you've dealt with over the years? I'm talking about over the years. Like, if you want to go back to my daddy, let's go back to my daddy. Like,
So, okay, so first, I'm going to say this. Me as a woman, I'm never going to change myself when it comes to me being in a relationship with a man, because I'm just not. But I do see that maybe I give more than I receive. So I think that's the pattern that I see, that I give more than what I receive from a man.
too soon.
Um, and some maybe too soon, but I don't think too soon. But I just think I do, I do give more than what I get. So now I look at it differently. So now with me reevaluating my me reevaluating the relationships I was in, back to your dad, up until when I got married, up until the relationship I just got out of now. I just say, hey, I can't keep giving my all and not getting it in return. Now, am I going to ever change me? No, but this time, if I do, if God bless me with someone special, it's going to be different. Am I going to be shielded? Yes, to a certain extent, I am going to be shielded. But I'm not going to treat them differently. I mean, I'm just not going to change me, but it'll be a slow process, different this time.
I think for me, I think I mirror you. Like, I think that I mimic a lot of how you are in your relationships. I feel like it's how I am in my relationships. And as much as I like try to deviate away just from some things, it's like some things is inevitable. It's like, I seen my mother do this, or I seen my mother go through this, or I seen my mother stay for this or didn't stay for this. So naturally I'm the same way. And one of the things is I give more than I receive. So it be more so like I be just trying to prove to people that I'm just this person and I have all these qualities and I'm able to do all of these things without them even showing me that they deserve it. Or maybe they'll show me like a little bit of deserving and then I just go full throttle. And so I'm also overly independent to where I don't know how to allow people to come into my space and lead me, give me any type of direction, do anything for me, and it's hindering. So, is there anything that and I know you said like you would never change yourself, like you are who you are, you're not going to stop being this person, that person. But when it comes to things like tolerating certain things or, um, you know, exposing me to certain ways that you had, like, is it like, what do you think that you would have did differently?
Um, Differently, I think I wouldn't have probably settled for some. Some of it was I was settling, but some of it was, sticking in there to try to make it work. But also, I think a lot of it comes with independency. Like I said, our family is nothing but women, strong, black, beautiful women. And we were raised as strong, black, beautiful women. And I was raised to the point that, be that independent woman that you are. You didn't need anything from anyone. If you didn't have it, we was those go-getters. If we didn't have it, we wasn't going to ask nobody for it. And I think a lot, too, that I can't admit um, past relationships, I probably didn't let the man be the man because of my independence, my strongness. So, and I see going forward now as I've gotten older that to let him be the man. So that's one of the things that I said I have to change going forward if I decide to get into another relationship. Not giving so much in the in the beginning and letting them be the man. You know, that's like a my independence is just so strong with me, so I'm not gonna ask.
So does your independence come from like being let down, like not being able to depend on
A
people?
lot.
Is it a defense mechanism for
It's a
you?
lot. A lot. I think that played a lot. I just hated being let down. So it was just that I just became strong and independent on that.
Yeah.
Like if I'll get it. I don't depend on that person again. I think it was just a lot. Not only like a let downs with my kids. I seen it within my children. You all were let down a lot. So that there just made me like, hey, next time I'm not going to depend on that person. I'm going to be that one to step in and give it to them.
Yeah.
So that's where a lot of that independence came from. Plus with the women in the family, they taught us to be independent.
Dallas.
From
Wait.
from Auntie Connie, from Grandma Della, to my mom. So they just taught us how to be strong, independent women.
I think again, I mirror you. So I'm real independent in my relationships. Like not like I could need something and I will rather work for it than to ask the person that I'm with for it. And I remember my daddy is such an a-hole, but I remember like in my first adult relationship in my 20s, I think I needed something for my car. It was something for my car. And I remember calling him like, can you send me this? We just gonna say I needed an oil change. Like, I need an oil change. Can you send me the money for my oil change? And he was like, don't you got a boyfriend? And at the time, I'm like, what does that have to do with anything? And you're my dad. Like, what does that have to do with anything? And he literally was like, if you can't ask the man that you laying next to for something that you need, you don't need him in your life. And I was like, I was just so like, I don't want to ask him, da, da, da. But I also didn't want to ask him, and then he didn't do it. Also didn't want to ask him, and I had to wait for it, or I had to be questioned as to why, or it was like held over my head. So it was like, well, I asked you if you can't do it, I'm gonna ask my mother because I know my mother is going to give it to me. I'm asking you because I thought that you would give it to me, but because I don't want to have to ask my mother because she do everything else. So I'm gonna just ask my mother. I'm never gonna ask my boyfriend to do nothing for me. And it wasn't until I got older myself to where I was like, my independence, because then my daddy also told me men like to feel needed.
Yeah,
Like,
that's true. That's true. I've found that out too.
if they don't feel like you need them,
And what are they here for?
then what are they here for? And that is a hard thing for me because again, I'm this mother with this kid who primarily does everything. I pay all my bills, school, everything. I do everything. So it was like, that's hard for me to be like, oh, I need you. But as I get older, I realize, when I decide to get in a relationship, I do need my man. Like, and I've said this on previous podcasts before. I need you for everything that you need me for. And I'm not in a space where I want to be afraid to express that to you. Now, if you take that and try to use it against me in ways like control,
Right.
or belittling me or things like that, then I won't need you. But me won't needing you is not gonna be me not asking you for nothing. It's just gonna be me not being with you. Like, I am totally in a space where I understand villages. Like, not only for my kid but for me. Just as much as it takes a village to
Well,
raise
I think that comes. Well, do I want to say that? I think that comes from I don't know if I want to say that. I don't think it's nothing wrong with being independent.
No, not at all.
Okay.
But I think it's hindering.
It can be hindering. Also, too, sometimes I feel like, if I'm with someone, if you're there with me, why should I have to ask you?
Yeah.
If
I
we're
feel like
in
that
this
too.
together, if we're in this together, I think that too comes from where we put out more, and then they're putting out less.
I definitely feel like that. I definitely feel like I don't want to be in a. I don't ever. I feel like because I feel like it's just certain things that you just know.
Right.
Like you just know. Like I don't want to have to constantly tell you what I need from you. I don't want to have to ask you for this. Like obviously certain things you're not gonna know. Right. It's certain things that you're just not gonna know. But common sense, like the common sense stuff, I don't want to have to be asking you for certain stuff. It's like I just kind of want you to be a doer because I'm such a doer. Like I pay so much attention to the.
Okay. Yeah.
I pay so. Let's get someone else. I pay so much attention to the person that I'm with that it's like certain things I know. Like I'ma just do, and if you don't like it, then you can tell me, and if you do, then it's gonna work. But I get what you're saying. Like there's certain things I don't want to have to ask for. It's like I want you to just be a doer. And the problem that I personally have with a lot of men is they feel like if you don't ask for it, well, you ain't ask me for it. You ain't tell me that you ain't act like how I'm supposed to. I can't deal with all of that. Like I'm a woman. I have needs, and as a man who caters to women, certain things I want to be courted, right?
Coin.
Dates, flower. I'm a big flower person. Flowers, just feeling admired, feeling special, feeling. I shouldn't have to tell you, oh, we ain't went out in a while. When can we go? I don't want to have to do that. Like I don't want to have to do that type of stuff. Like if you're gonna be into me, be into me. Pay attention to me.
Right.
Know like get into me and know what I'm thinking, know what I like, know what I'm feeling, and just step up and just be that because 100% I'm gonna be that for you.
Right. I think that is like, I hate to say it, but it seems like the courting part is taken out. They don't do that anymore. So you don't have.
How was it like growing up in the 90s? Did people used to sing to you? You had. Oh, I wish I had me a Jodeci. I'm not gonna lie.
It's totally different. It's like totally different to now. Still, even I'm 53. Older men, they don't even court anymore. They don't really get to knowing the thing. I think like right now, and I go back to Steve Harvey when he came out with this book 90 Day.
Okay.
The 90-day rule. So it's just like now, like if I start seeing someone, that's just what it's gonna be. 90 days. We ain't doing this. Who else want to see? Because to me,
you know what?
To me, I just feel like if you into me, if you really want you really like me, that shouldn't even matter.
I was dating somebody, obviously you know this person, and I remember I made him wait 45 days. Literally. It wasn't the full 90, but it was 45. And I was like, I told him, and I was like, look, I feel like I like you to where I want to get to know you on a much deeper level. Like, I don't want to have these intimate moments with you if you don't plan on being serious with me. So until you're ready to be serious with me, we gonna wait 45 days to the minute. And he was like, I love you. Like, I want to do this. And I'm like, okay. We don't drop names on here, girl. Ain't no name dropping. But, I'm very well. Very well. But, yeah, and I was just like, I personally had never did that before. Like, took the time to really get to know somebody and really, like, make it about everything else. But, like, and obviously intimacy is more than just sex, right? But it wasn't about that. And that's what I think made our relationship so much different than all of my other relationships, because for a long period of time, it wasn't about sex.
I think you had got to the point where you knew your worth.
Yeah.
You knew your worth.
Yeah.
And that's where I am in my life. I know my worth now. I know my worth. So we're going to wait. That's where I'm at. You're going to wait. You don't wait. If it becomes a pressure point to me that I feel like you keep pressuring me, then you're not the one.
Yeah.
So I just said now, I'm doing things differently now. If I'm not ready, I'm not ready. I'm not going to cross those lines, because I know if you get to that point of crossing that line, it goes to another level. And me right now, not ready for that level.
Yeah, I think that is real important for people to heal. Healing is such a big deal, and it's so overlooked, and it's so just underappreciated. Like, healing back then for me is totally different than my healing at 30. Like, my healing at 30 looks so much different than my healing at 20, even my healing at 25. Like, it's certain things that I can't even do if I don't feel like I'm in the right space mentally or emotionally. Like, if I'm working towards, let's say, a financial goal and I haven't reached it yet, I don't even want to be bothered, because I don't want to be distracted. If you're not going to add to me, and you're constantly just going to take away from me that give more than I receive, I can't even deal with you. But see, back then, I was young, I was cute, everybody liked me, and I just wanted somebody. I wanted to just have somebody, even if they were absolutely nothing to me. I wanted to be everything to them, and that was something that I really struggled with, because I ended up becoming something to them once I was done.
Each chapter is going to be different. So just know now you have reached another chapter. So now this chapter is different from the chapter of your 20s, the chapters of your teens. Now you're in your 30s. So this is a different chapter. So it's you looking forward to be better than the last two chapters.
I feel like this last chapter was one long chapter. I mean, it was never ending. I thought I was just never going to get out of my 20s. Like, my 20s was treacherous.
Yeah. Different chapters is different. Like, my 20s was, I was having fun. Me and God, mama was having fun. 30s, still was there. But
You know what I feel like? This way off topic. So my mother had me when she was 23. So by the time she was my age, 30, I was 7. At 7 years old, I thought my mother was so grown. Like, I thought she was so older. Like, oh, my mother's 30. I thought she was so much older. And I always wonder, like, I wonder, do Dallas feel that way about me? Because I be feeling like a kid sometimes still. Like, I be feeling like Dallas and me are brother and sister. Like, I don't be feeling like this is my son sometimes, because he be trying to play with me. And he plays so much. And I just be like, God, do he think that I'm an adult? Because, I mean, my mother had floor length minks and tennis bracelets and Mustangs. And she was just so grown. And I'm like, God. Like, yeah, okay, so yeah, you was having fun. I feel like I'm 30 and now I want to have fun. Like, I did not spend my 20s, I don't feel like, the right way. I mean, obviously, I spent them the way that I needed to spend them for my own personal journey. But my advice to my 20-year-old self, and any 20-year-olds watching this, please have fun. Please have fun. Live your life. And again, my son is the ultimate blessing that I could have ever gotten out of my 20s. I've reached so many accolades in my 20s. I'm an author, and I don't really give myself my own flowers. I'm an author of 5 books. I have a career. I have a beautiful son. Everything that I have is mine. You know what I'm saying? So I've done a lot in my 20s. However, to anybody that's 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, live your life. Like, one thing about it, I'm not saying that you can't want certain things, right? We all want love. Right. We all want the relationship. We all want this. We all want that. But one thing about these men, they ain't going nowhere. Okay? They gonna be here. And you should just do the things that you want to do and get yourself in a place to where when it's really time for your person, you can receive him and you can appreciate him and you can love him the way that you want to be loved versus, and I'm not saying that that has to be perfect, right? It just has to be it doesn't have to be all over the place though. Like, I wish I would have just had fun. I was so worried about trying to be somebody's girlfriend. Because it's like I spent so much time doing it wrong that now I feel like I'm trying to play catch up, and now here I am 30 thinking about marriage. Like, what is that gonna look like for me? When is it gonna happen? How is it gonna happen? Considering I don't date for just me, I date for my son. So yeah, dating men that wasn't your baby daddy. How was it? Like, what was your strategy when it came to bringing them around your kids, and what was the criteria that they had to have, like, before they could get to us? Because it is so much that people they can't. I don't even if I'm like on like say for instance I'm on a phone call. I don't even want Dallas nowhere around.
I didn't when I was dating. I didn't let nobody come around, y'all. It was
I loved Willie.
Until I was ready for that. Until I knew for sure we were going to do this. I don't care. You're not coming around my kids. First of all, you're not coming around my son. I'm not going to have you around my son because I don't want him to look and see like, okay, or my daughter to look and see like, okay, if this didn't work out, and then I didn't see mommy with somebody different.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm so big on that.
I'm long term. So, I be in long term relationships. So, like I said, no one comes around until I'm ready for them to come around. And it'll be a while. It will be a while. Like now you're grown. You and your brother are grown. But still, with you being grown, I still won't bring anyone around because now I have my grandson, my grandchildren. So I'm just not doing it. I'm still gonna be that way, no matter if I get 60. If I decide to date, then guess what? They ain't come around my kids.
And she say that, and then when I would be like casually dating, and she be like, "Well, who you dating? What's his name?" And I be like, "I ain't dropping no names because we ain't serious." And the thing is, I treat the people in my life like I would treat my kids. So it's like I'm not going to have this person around my kid. I'm not going to have this person around my mother, my father, around my best friend. Like, you don't get to be around the very important people in my life until I know for sure that this is a for sure thing. And my mother used to be irritated. Like, well, why can't you just say, and da-da-da-da-da, and I just want to know because there's so much going on. He ain't going to do nothing to me.
That's what it is. It's because it's so much going on.
He ain't about to do nothing. Trust me. I'm going to do something to him before he do something to me. Know that.
So much going on. I don't care. I'm that mama. I want to
know. To like, because again, I'm not somebody who wants everybody to see me with multiple people. Like if I'm friends with if I have a guy friend and we're dating, we're hanging out, it may just be that. You don't need to know my mother. You don't need to know my father. You don't need to even cross that next level because this may not even go past us.
And I think with me saying, well, I need to know where you're at because on the strength of, because I know so much going on. I know, now, like I say, it's so different from when I was coming up and when we were dating. It was okay when we went out. We can go out. I can walk away from a drink. Didn't have to worry about nobody putting anything in it. Now, you have that to worry about. So yes, I'm always going to be like that. No matter how old you get, I'm going to want to know who you with, what's his license plate number,
like,
what's his store name.
I don't even know.
Because I want to know what club you going to, where you going. So if anything happened to my baby girl, police. This is what it
Yeah.
is. This is what he
No,
had.
I get that.
You know what I'm saying?
But
So,
when I'm just saying, like, when it comes to like meeting people, like I don't let nobody meet my son.
no,
Like,
I didn't let nobody meet you.
I want to protect Dallas with my whole entire heart. And if you don't have good intentions for me, you will never convince me that you have good intentions for him. And you know a lot. You know what I learned about a lot of men. Not a lot, but men. They do not. They date me because I don't have a man. They don't date the fact that I have a son. So what I mean by that is they so willing to date me because I'm single. And they disregard the fact that I have a son. And so, they take my unavailability as not being interested, but the whole thing about it is my whole life revolves around my kid. Like even my personal work schedule is tailored to how this is going to affect my son. If this is going to work for my son, like type stuff. Like I'm a nurse. Everybody knows I work 12-hour shifts. If for instance, if my grandmother, she can't watch them past 4 on Friday, I'm not working on Fridays. Because my whole life is tailored to Dallas. So when I come in contact with men, it's like they just don't have that respect. They lack the respect. They lack.
And that's not the man you need to get to know.
Oh, let me tell you something. Any amount of time that it got something to do with Dallas, you're goner. Like when I see that you're being too like pushy or too inconsiderate of my time because I am a mother, then you probably shouldn't date a woman with kids because my kid comes first. And yeah, dating is hard, man.
It is.
Dating is so hard. So before we wrap this up, I'm gonna ask you like I asked my dad. So how was it dealing with like? Well, I know how it was for you dealing with me as a teenager. We know this, but like,
how was it?
How was it? Obviously, I left when I was 13.
You left when
when I went and tried it. I experimented and was like, I'm coming back with my mother. I know what I'm getting over there. This is too chaotic for me. I'm gonna just go back with my mom. But my first heartbreak, my multiple heartbreaks, I feel like every heartbreak in my life, I cried to my mama.
Yep, I had to pick up the pieces. Yes, I was there. And I'm always going to be there. That's a mother's role. No matter how old you get, your mom is going to be there. So no matter how old you get, I'm there. That's just me as a mom. I'm always going to be there for you. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to...
Did you want to kill them niggas? She wanted to kill them niggas.
Can't say that on camera. But, no, I mean, a mom is going to do what a mom has to do. For her children. And I think with that being said, that's what I did as a mother. I did what I had to do for you and Chuck. I did it. I did it all. Meaning if I had to work 2 jobs, in which I did. I worked 2 jobs.
I worked about 5.
To do what I had to do. So a mother role, is tough. It's really tough. But like I said, what pulled me through was God and the strong black women, the support system I had that pulled me through. So I stuck in there. I ain't give up. And yeah, I may have been stern.
It's okay now.
Give you that tough love, but I had to give you that to get you ready to face the world. But I'm glad that I was your mom.
Aww.
And you're my baby because, like I said, I am proud to see the woman that you have become today. And I see much more things happening. I'm proud of you. I look at you, I just be like, this is my baby. Ain't your daddy, baby. This you my baby.
I'd be like, you look just like your mother. I'll be like, I see it. I see it now. Well, you only get one mother. And I I'm happy that God chose you to be my mother. Um, we may not always agree.
No.
I think sometimes our personalities clash. My mother is a Cancer, emotional,
Beautiful.
and I
Cancer.
am a Virgo. So, but for the most part, I give a lot of who I am to you. Like, I know for sure I wouldn't at all be the woman, the mother that I am if it wasn't for you. You are the heart and soul of my village. My son loves you. Um, I love you. I know my kids in the future will love you, and I'm happy that it's us for each other. So.
I said I wasn't gonna cry.
You know, I respect everything about you. You are strong, you are beautiful, you are amazing, you are, and I may not be as expressive because I'm constantly working. I know sometimes I can be shrewd and I can just be so focused on what I'm trying to do, but I love you and I appreciate you for everything that you've ever done for me, that you do for me, that you will continue to do for me. I know that you will carry me on your back into the day that you die. So this is my mother, y'all.
Mom Duke, or AKA Big Sonya.
Oh yes, my son calls her Big Sonya. I think that's so funny. But yeah, I hope you guys were able to enjoy this episode. Hold some space for your mother. Give your mother a hug. Give her a kiss. If your mother is no longer with you, then just know that she loves you, and just remember her as she was. And yeah, it's the Nurse Key podcast. Thank y'all. See y'all next week.
Hi.